Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Felris. Thank you for joining me to play some Raid Shadow Legends today. Guys, I have some very bad news, and that is that the new clan boss is going to absolutely suck. So, um, I will put a graphic up over on the screen here about what the new moveset of the clan boss will be. They sent this to all the clan leaders, so if you are a clan leader, you should know about this. But guys, it is going to absolutely suck. It is another thing that is just hard for the sake of it. I do not think it will be fun. I do not think it will be helpful. I do not think anything of the sort is going to happen. So guys, let me just read you. And I don't even think they sent us all the moves. There's like 6 moves that they sent us. I don't think they sent us all of them. Okay. So, the boss will be, of course, all 4 different affinities, as usual for clan boss, right? It does seem like it will only have 1 head, so we don't need to worry about multiple whatevers. But it also does seem like it will have more than 1 form, right? And that is because of this 4th skill here, which is the passive. We could start from the passives. Actually, yeah, let's start from the passives, guys. All right. Unholy Metamorph transforms the new clan boss into its ultimate form and removes all buffs and debuffs. Okay. Uh, Depending on how often that goes off, it'll be very annoying. Especially since we have not been given a move set for this next ultimate form, right? Let's go ahead with the last move here. Passive number 4, Almighty Viper, which does tell us what the clan boss is. Immune to petrification, stun, freeze, crowd control. Hunter's Gaze, Berserk, and Enfeeble. We do not know what a Hunter's Gaze debuff is, but I assume that it will be coming out later. Also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, cooldown increasing effects, turn meter reduction effects, and destroy max HP effects. I'm not sure that it heals, so I'm not sure why that's important, but apparently max HP would be an OP strategy for this guy. Alright. Incoming damage inflicted by skills that scale on the new clan boss's max HP cannot exceed 100,000 on easy difficulty, 1,200,000 on normal difficulty, 100,000 on easy difficulty, 120,000 on normal difficulty, 140,000 on hard difficulty, and 160,000 on brutal difficulty, and 180,000 on nightmare difficulty, or 200,000 on ultra nightmare difficulty. Guys, basically what this is saying is anything that scales off max HP is going to be trash. The damage taken from a tick of a 2.5 poison debuff cannot exceed 10k HP. Damage taken from 1 tick of a 5% poison debuff cannot exceed 20k HP. Again, setting up poison HP burn max HP. These strategies are not going to work, right? Damage taken from a tick of HP burn debuff cannot exceed 40,000 HP. Reflected damage and damage taken from War Master or Giant Slayer masteries cannot exceed 100,000 HP. Oh, why do they have to make this so terrible? Oh, it's terrible. They have wrecked 3 strategies right there. 3 strategies that you could possibly use to defeat this clan boss, they have wrecked right there. And I guarantee that this thing is not going to have some insane amount of health. Like, okay, right? Like, the Demon Lord has a similar mechanic, right? Where he reduces damage taken from enemy max HP and whatever. I'll go ahead and collect my chests while I'm at it. But right, he's got this passive here that Decreases the damage Demon Lord receives from HP burn, poison, as well as skills that inflict damage based on enemy max HP. But poison and HP burn are still solid strategies against it. This makes it sound like these are not going to be solid strategies against it. Okay, so that's one passive, by the way. Oh, also, damage taken from smite debuffs cannot exceed 100k on easy difficulty, 150k on normal difficulty, 200k on hard difficulty, 250k on brutal difficulty, and 300k on nightmare difficulty, or 350 HP on ultra nightmare difficulty. Brimstone, also not going to work. The number of things that this I'm pretty mad about this because I was excited for this content, okay? The number of things that will not work against this boss is almost everything in the game. And that's the problem here. Alright, but let me show you what I mean. Alright, so we now know that enemy max HP, poison, HP burn, and smite strategies are not going to work. Alright? Alright, passive effect. Enemy of mortality, right? This is the third passive? Yes. Revived enemies will have 25% less HP and 25% less turn meter. Whenever the new clan boss kills an enemy, removes any block active skills debuffs from itself. At the start of the new clan boss's turn, transfers all poison debuffs on the new clan boss to all enemies. Again, nixing the poison strat. All transferred debuffs last for 2 turns. And then it has an active effect on a 5-turn cooldown. Denies one enemy revival attempt if multiple enemies are revived at once. Will deny one random revival attempt. So, on top of this thing, transferring poisons and nerfing your revives, it will also deny your revives. Well, that's just not fun at all. Alright, second passive here, Deadly Contagion. Whenever an enemy is killed, places 1 Necrosis stack on all other enemies. Necrosis stacks cannot be resisted or blocked. Necrosis stacks can only be removed by reviving dead allies. If multiple champions are revived, the number of Necrosis stacks removed is equal to the number of champions revived. So you have to revive your champions. It's unnecessarily complicated and hard for the sake of it. Okay, so this is something that you now we don't know what a necrosis stack does, but it is something you effectively now have to do, is revive your champions under poor circumstances. All right, well, maybe the rest of his kit isn't that bad. Well, let's take a look at the A3 here. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Haze of Pestilence. Attacks all enemies before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies except continuous heal buffs. Okay. Well, maybe the rest isn't so bad. Let's see. Places 3-5% poison debuffs and a poison sensitivity debuff for 3 turns. Then increases the duration of all poison debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn and instantly activates any poison debuffs on all enemies. So, effectively, if your entire team doesn't have resistance, or if your reviver does not have enough resistance, your team is dead from that one skill. That's what I'm seeing. It does damage, it places poison sensitivity, and then activates all the poisons. That one skill is going to be something the entire team has to build around, guys. Guys, this is just not fun. This is just absolutely trash. Alright. A2. Stinger Cyclone. Attacks all enemies. This attack deals single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE damage. Before attacking, places a Hex debuff and a 100% heal reduction debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So it's just going to amplify its own damage. Great. Instantly activates all poison debuffs on all enemies 2 times. Not just once, 2 times. 2 times. So double poison activation damage. Then transfers all debuffs from the new clan boss to all enemies under Hex or heal reduction debuffs placed by this skill. Increases the new clan boss's turn meter by 5% for each debuff transferred. So he's now going to take more turns, faster, if you try to debuff him. So you can't debuff him, right? You can't buff yourself. you can't do poison. You can't do HP burn. You can't do... What can you do here? Resistance build. That's the only thing I'm seeing so far. I have a good amount of champions. I have a good amount of good champions. None of them are going to be able to deal with his clan boss. I have a couple of the best champions in the game, right? Let's take a look at my roster, right? I've got Thor. Okay? I've got Arbiter, but most people have Arbiter. I've got Armons, right? I've got Padraig. I've got... Who else do I have? I have Kimi. I have Elva. I have Kaimar, right? These are good champions. These are some of the best champions in the game. None of them will be able to deal with this guy. And that's just the unfortunate reality, right? He's stealing my buffs. He's transferring debuffs. It's not necessary, right? The Hydra works with this. And the only reason Hydra works with it is because the Hydra only has one head devoted to doing each thing. Right? I also don't know how many champions you're going to need to have on your team here, but guys, this is just not good. This is not fun. Do you think, from what you've seen, from what I've shown you and read to you so far, do you think you will have fun with this clan boss? I don't. Sounds like Amius, another thing that's just hard for the sake of it. Now, all this might be at all bearable if the A1 was any good, right? So he's going to probably go A3, A2, A1, A3, A2, A1, right? That's probably how it's going to be. But the A1 attacks all enemies. If there are any dead enemies, or if the initial attack kills at least one enemy, places an extra hit. So he's going to hit even harder than he would before. Another reason that you need to revive your champions under poor circumstances. Alright. Has a 50% chance of placing Fear, True Fear, Freeze, Provoke, Sleep, Stun, or Petrification debuff on each enemy for one turn. So, in addition to him not being able to be debuffed, you not being able to be buffed, your champions constantly won't be able to do anything. Guys, does this seem like a fun clan boss to you? Does this seem like something where it would be fun to try to build a team and a strategy around? I don't think so. Guys, I am happy that they released this as soon as they did so that we can have the outcry. Alright? Change this clan boss. Why don't you guys try to make something fun for once? PLARIUM, if you're listening to this, please try to make something fun. Not something that's just hard for the sake of it. Something that's actually fun. Alright guys, we've got an extra legendary event going on, so I've got one sacred that I just got from the clan boss, so let's pop it and see if we can get into a slightly better mood. We do not. It is in fact an epic, which is unfortunate, right? But, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, sometimes you just get epics, right? Alright guys, thank you for watching. I have been Felrus, and I will see you in another video.